Hi, welcome back to the Finley Formation. This is Brandon.
Who's Gage?
All right, just me and Gage here today. Jared had to work, won't be able to make it tonight. Must have basketball or something like that for the kids. We're coming at you from Thursday afternoon because of me. I was actually kind of down in the dumps sick yesterday, so we didn't get a chance to record on Wednesday, but doing this on Thursday afternoon right before the game.
Yeah, I like it anyways. It just feels like a football day on Thursday, so it's
Right.
easier to talk about it and have a good time. So
Well, it also gives us a little bit more of a chance to see like those late
injuries, stuff like
injuries
that.
and all that stuff that come along. I think one late injury that I did see was that wide receiver. Was it a wide receiver that was going to be out and wasn't planned on being out? Oh man. Anyway, it was on my one of my fantasy teams. Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh
They had him
yeah,
as questionable, then doubtful, and then moved him out within like a couple of days of each other. So yeah, but all right. So let's go ahead and start this one off by doing a listener question again. We have another one, which we always love. We'd like to get more of them from you guys if you could. If you want to hear us talk about something different, then just send us in a question. This one is from Kel again, and it says, so the NFC North is turning out to be quite interesting. Do you think the Bears can win the division and upset the Lions and Packers?
yeah. I mean, we discussed it a little bit when we saw the comment, but I think it's an upset on the Lions, and that's the only one it's a huge upset on. I actually thought the Vikings were going to win it this year, so not mentioning the Vikings is kind of crazy to me. Um, the Vikings have been in the dumps this year for the most part, so they're not in the running for it really. But I mean, I, I would say it's an upset over the Lions because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a huge fan of Caleb Williams, but he's getting it done. And but yeah, I don't think it's that shocking over the Packers because Jordan Love is ass, and full, I've been saying it since he got the contract, since he got his first start, and now we're finally seeing it. Anytime you get any pressure on him, he shits the bed completely. So
Yeah.
I think it's an upset on the Lions, but I do think they'll pull it off, and I don't think it's think the
Well,
only one they're upsetting is the Lions.
yeah, I think both the Packers and the Lions kind of just kick that door open for the Bears to come in and be where they're at, leading it. I think what they're 7-3. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I think the other two have 6 wins, but they're like 6-5 or 6-4. I think it's 6-4-1 for the Packers
Yep.
actually. So I mean, they're a couple like a game and a half behind, however that puts them. But I mean, yeah, they kick that door open for them to come right in. Especially with the Packers when they lost those three, I think it was 3 games in a row there. Even if they didn't lose, I think it was 3 games in a row or pretty close to that. Two out of 3 out of 4 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've just their offenses look terrible. Like we talked about it last week, where Tucker Kraft is gone. I think they miss him. And I and you know it made a good case for your Jordan Love sucks when Malik uh come in, Malik Willis
Malik Willis.
when
Well,
he came
that's
in, and he actually was, in my opinion, and what we talked about, he was the reason the Packers won.
yeah.
There, he
He
was the reason he
elevated the
beat the Giants.
offense.
He sparked them to that victory over the Giants because up until then, I thought they were kind of getting handled.
Yeah.
You know, and Jordan Love went out for I think it was like a quarter or two, um, and then Malik Willis come in and sparked that offense to a win, and then Jordan Love came back in, and yeah,
They almost gave up the game.
yeah, I mean, and he made it look good, like serviceable, but like it was really Malik Willis who did that. It was
Yeah.
him. He was able to run. He was able to pass. He sparked that offense.
Well,
So
and we seen it last year too. They were what 2-0. Jordan Love went down. Malik Willis came in and didn't put up the numbers. Didn't make it look as pretty, but he was dragging teams down and he was gritty with it. And Malik Willis runs this offense just as good when it comes to wins, but just doesn't put up the numbers.
yeah, and then so I mean, if the Packers keep that up, yeah, I see the Bears being able to beat them. And then the Vikings, if they don't get out of their own damn way, they're gonna leave it open for him too. Because I mean, Dan Campbell and his I don't know what he gets. He gets going. He gets on a kick where he just doesn't kick field goals. Like
Hmm.
he takes points off the board. He was his own worst enemy. The Lions' offense was the best defense this week.
Yeah.
They said the Eagles, all their defense, they held them to this. No, I mean, yeah, they held them to fourth downs. I'll give them that. But it was Dan Campbell who did not. I think he went for it on fourth down 4 times inside where field goal range.
Yeah.
And there's no need for that all the time. I could see trying to get a spark out of your offense and doing it once or twice, but when it didn't work and you're still within reach, man, kick them field goals because it's not just the fact that you take those 3 points off, but it's momentum. That defense gets momentum from that. They get,
Hmm.
they get sparked by that type of stuff because they held you to zero. It was a fourth down stop. So I honestly think that if they can't get out of their own damn way and Dan Campbell doesn't kind of pull his head out once in a while and just take the points when he has it, I like how aggressive he is. I do. And he was doing all the play calling and everything in this game. So, I mean, I like how aggressive he is, but at the same time, there's a time and a place for it. And right off the bat through the whole game, it just felt like no matter what, they were going for it. They gave short fields to the Eagles. The Eagles weren't able to capitalize on it all. They didn't look great in this game on offense either, but yeah. Anyway, long story short, I think that yeah, absolutely, the Bears can take this division, but I think it's going to be on the I guess kind of how the other two teams that I feel like are in place for to win this division, the Lions and the Packers that he mentioned, it's because they're not doing what they should, and not necessarily just that the Bears are playing that great.
Yeah.
So, all right, but yeah, great question. Keep those coming. And yeah, I think you look back on this week. I think that the Jaguars and the Jaguars and the Chargers was probably the biggest surprise for me. And it wasn't that the Jaguars won. It was that they manhandled the Chargers.
Yeah. Final score 35-6. I don't think anybody predicted that for that game.
No,
Pretty wild.
no. I mean, and the Jaguars defense hasn't looked great since they come out of that bye. What they end up giving like 31 points to the Texans, and 24 of it was in the fourth quarter or whatever it
Yeah.
was. It
I
was
think it goes to show how overrated Justin Herbert is too, because I see him on all sorts of top 10 lists, and I just don't see it, and especially in this game, you didn't see it.
well, he didn't get, yeah, he didn't get the time. So I'll say that they were after him. But yeah, he didn't look good, and I don't know if it's just to say that Justin Herbert is all the way bad. I just think in this game he was terrible, and the Chargers really couldn't do anything. Obviously, by the score, they weren't moving the ball, and the Jaguars, man, they are getting their running game going, and they're not putting it all on Trevor Lawrence. And if that happens, and Trevor Lawrence just has to make plays, on third downs once in a while and long third downs and stuff like that, this team is definitely capable of winning that division still.
Yeah, and that's how you really unlock like the full potential of quarterbacks, not putting a bunch of weight on him.
Mhm.
And that's what you see with Josh Allen a lot. I mean, he can get it done when he has to, but if they could go rush for 200 yards in a game and he only throws 6 passes, he ain't mad about it.
Yeah,
He's really happy with it because it takes. I mean, you start taking workload off people, and they're able to play every play at their best instead of trying to even out their energy and throwing 50 passes makes your arm tired. So
yeah, take unnecessary chances.
hmm
Yeah, it's definitely a luxury for them to have what is it, Rachel Tootin, and Etienne,
yeah,
and have them running as well as they are. I think their offensive line is finally getting it in gear, open up a lot of holes because the Chargers defense is no slouch. So yeah, I think they did it. They did it good against a team that I thought was playing pretty good into here. I picked the Chargers, man, and they got beat down. That was a bad pick, but I did not see it being a beat down for sure. Yeah, Jaguars, I like their defense and I like their running game. So
yeah. So my first bullet point for the Week 11 recap. Granted, this team won, but I still think the Ravens are terrible. They barely won against the Browns this week, right?
yeah,
So they were still under 500, right?
I think so. I think it's pretty close. Yeah,
And barely beat the Browns. Like it's just, I guess their team's getting old. Their star players are getting old. Got Derek, who's on the older end of running backs now. Got Mark Andrews, who's just old. D Hop, old. So I think their team's just too old now, and it's a lot of big names that are starting to fall off because they're old.
I would like to credit the defense for the Browns a lot more than take away from the Ravens. In my opinion, I thought the Browns defense, this was probably one of the best games they played. I think what they held them to 16,
It was 23-16,
was it?
but it's like if Shadur never came in, the Browns probably win it. Because, I mean, so Dylan, he didn't throw very many passes in the first place anyways. He was mainly through Quinshawn. But Dylan was 7 for 10. Stewart came in and was 4 for 16 with an interception.
Yeah.
And that's when the game turned. So, I mean, they're Shadur Sanders away from losing this game.
Yeah. See, I kind of agree with that, and it was because of an injury that he got put in there, too. It wasn't because Gabriel wasn't getting, I guess, it wasn't coach's decision. From what I saw, it was because of that. But now, because of coach's decision, they're leaving Shadur in there this week, which just surprises me because he showed nothing.
Yeah, he just went 25%, 47 yards and an interception. Dylan didn't have a pretty stat line either. He was only 7 for 10 for 68.
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at a 95 QBR versus probably the lowest QBR I've ever seen for anyone attempting over 10 passes with a 13.5 QBR.
Right.
And that's the Gabbard name of the starter.
It's terrible. But also, I mean, Gabriel's questionable with a concussion, and I know that they don't mess around with concussions too much anymore, Some guys bounce back, and I think that if they were in contention and were in a better place, he probably would be. But still, if he can play, they need to go with Dylan Gabriel because they really need to see what they have with him. You know what I mean?
And everything we've seen from Shadur, except for a couple good throws in training camp, which if you ever been talked about at the NFL level, you should be able to make good throws occasionally in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see guys in training camp who can't make good throws.
Right.
So, I mean, that's where all Shadur's hype came from coming into the season was, he made this perfect corner route. It's like, I occasionally throw a damn perfect corner route too. What's that showing me?
Yeah, shit happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe they're thinking that they need to check both their quarterbacks because it does appear that they're going to have another top 5 pick probably, and they're better. I don't know. It seems like there's a better quarterback class coming out as far as like high picks and stuff go. I mean, you don't know until they actually play. Yeah. You know what I mean? How good they are, but it does seem like there's going to be a better class coming out, and maybe they want to get in on some of that. What's that Indiana quarterback's name? Anyway, yeah, that guy. Maybe they want in on that.
Which,
if they don't have quarterbacks, but if they don't, then it's a luxury too. If they're like, okay, Dylan Gabriel came around, we like what we see, or Shadur does pan out somehow, then they'll be like, we're going to roll with this guy, and we're going to try to get him some weapons and protection.
I think it's a Bryce Young situation, kind of. I mean, I don't think either of these guys are showing the potential that Bryce did, even when he was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably, if I was the Browns, I'd stick with Gabriel and not draft a quarterback next year, even just from what you've seen so far, because he's got, well, I guess he does have a top 10 receiver, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a great receiving core. He's got a rookie running back who's finally coming along, and he has a line that's there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just on the field.
So it's Mendoza, was that?
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, was that quarterback. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would like to say that I still think that the Ravens are still playing at a high level, and I do think that they are probably still going to win that division. But I do think they hit a team that was playing really well, a defense that was playing really well, and especially one player just playing really well. And that's Myles Garrett too. So
yeah, I don't know. I just think from what we've seen from the Ravens this year, I mean, especially when they didn't have Lamar and they started 1-5, and Lamar's playing not great against the Cleveland Browns. Good defense, but that's what he's supposed to excel at, is running away from defensive ends.
Right.
It's supposed to be a strong suit.
Yep.
And he throws 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
We're looking at, you're talking most quarterbacks, and I don't blame him, but we are talking about a 2-time MVP who's supposed to be carrying this team right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays terrible against the Cleveland Browns.
So. Yeah, I think it'll be telling this week for sure to see what trajectory they're actually on, because it definitely seems like they were going trajectory like sky high. Everything was going up big time, and then I think this game definitely leveled it off. Got people's maybe wondering, hey, like you know. Another one
I'm not wondering. I straight
you're straight
up Ravens
upset.
are terrible. I think they throw team to be a wild card 6-7 team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, unless they win the division, then the top 4. But I think they're a first round exit.
Yeah, I think honestly,
they make the playoffs.
The reason I say they're going to win this division is because I mean right now it's the Steelers.
Yeah,
out ahead at like 6-4 or whatever they are.
Who just beat the hell out of the Bengals, so at least they still look good.
Yeah. So I mean, the Steelers still look good, but I still, I mean, it's open is what I'm saying. So it's not like it's a huge mountain. But if they play like they did Sunday against every team, yeah, you're right. They're not even going to make playoffs.
Yeah.
Another thing, just by watching it, I think the Bears just walked off the Vikings with a field goal
Hmm.
this weekend. The Bears do keep getting it done, and they're doing it in ways that the Vikings were able to get it done last year. It's just like able just to eke it out. But man, I have on my notes just says Vikings playoffs question mark. I don't even think they're playoff bound. I don't think they have the team and the grit and everything to get it done like they did last year when they almost had the number one seed.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think part of it is the Kirk Cousins hate you even see now with Michael Penix going down and Falcons having to play him. I think he was very underrated because you're seeing him and seeing this offense without him, and even like Sam Darnold and stuff, I guess. But
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
uh,
Sam last year,
yeah,
but
but I mean, you had Kirk there and he did good, and now you had Sam and he was excellent. And I think JJ's not it.
yeah,
That's mainly what I was getting at is I
he's
think
definitely
JJ's
young.
ass.
So I mean, it's not necessarily giving up on him necessarily it, but he's not it right now. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And they cannot get it done. Just I mean, the Bears didn't play him great. I didn't like the defense for the Vikings mucked up what the Bears were doing.
Hmm.
I really felt like it was kind of one of them. It was anybody's game, but the Bears were just able to pull it out. I said it when I made that pick when I picked the Bears. I was like, I feel like I should be picking the Vikings. I feel like the Vikings, everything on paper and what we see of them, other than their rookie quarterback, shows me that they should be winning games.
Yeah.
And but it's not just JJ's fault. You know what I mean? They are not able to get it done all the way around. They're giving up points. They're not able to run the ball that well, and so I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of theirs, and it's questioned that they're even going to make the playoffs. I'm leaning towards no right now.
Yeah. I mean, I do think this game was a bad time to bring up the rushing because Aaron averaged 4.4 and Mason averaged 7.5. They combined for 115 and a touchdown.
Right.
So they ran the ball decently this game, and JJ McCarthy threw two terrible balls to
But if I
the
remember right,
defense.
they really put an emphasis on running the ball this game too, more than we've seen them. And
Yeah,
I agree that they did it okay, but it's not like the Bears defense is tops in the league, and so they were able to get it done. But it is like, and normally they're not able to have that type of success.
yeah. I just
So
know if I look at this stat sheet, both quarterbacks sucked ass in both run games. This is the only way either offense got it done.
mhm.
Because, I mean, Caleb Williams, which really glad we're talking about this game because now he's way off the pace for his
Yeah,
4,000 because
193. Yeah,
he was 16 for 32 for 193 in the QBR 73, and McCarthy was 16 for 32 as well. Only 150 yards, one touchdown to two interceptions with a 50 QBR. So I
yeah.
mean, both quarterbacks were terrible. Both got it done. Had a touchdown from the run game.
I think you're like either hitting the thing on your mic
And my
again.
mic just I don't know what it was doing,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I don't even know where the scoring came from. If you really look at it, was it just all field goals? 'Cause, I
Yeah,
mean, I was at work, so I
it
wasn't
wasn't
able to watch it.
it
But
definitely wasn't an offensive battle, and the Vikings should have been able to capitalize on this. They have a lot more firepower than what the Bears do have right now. I take their wide receivers and their running backs over what the Bears have, and they just weren't able to do it. They
I
weren't
don't
able
know
to
if I
get
do,
done.
man. Justin, he's playing very underwhelming right now. So far, I mean, right now I'm looking at it, and I know it's because what happened recently too. But if I'm taking the Vikings wide receiver right now, it's got to be Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, he's
He's
looked,
got your most consistent
but they
hands.
got three guys, and they got two running backs that are pretty good running backs.
Yeah,
We both
I
like Jordan Mason. And Monin guy is coming along. He still looks good for a rookie. And Swift, he's kind of inconsistent, but he has been looking pretty good. But
mhm.
overall, I still think like if you put a good quarterback on either teams, they're going to go farther um with the Vikings than they would with the Bears right now. Although I do like Ben's offense. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I think with the way it's happened this year, I mean, of course, you just look at the names on paper and no stats from this season. Definitely take the Vikings, but the way it's happened this year, I almost take the Bears. as an offense. If you throw, say, Tom Brady in either of those offenses, I almost take the Bears offense.
Oh no, I think you're crazy though, man. I think if you put Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning into the Vikings system right now with Jefferson and Naylor and Addison, oh man, watch out. I mean, that is insane. I think that's a crazy take because
So
O'Dunes is good. He's playing okay, and
I
then you
see what
got
you're saying personnel wise.
and then what is it, Mooney that's there with the Bears still?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it? Yeah,
And I see
and
what you're saying personnel wise, but it's KOC play calling, and it's just looked shit this year.
yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Okay,
Yeah,
I got you. And I mean, was it Ben Foster? Is that is Ben
Johnson.
Johnson? No, yeah, Ben
Yeah,
Johnson. I like his. I mean, I agree. I think he has really good plays. He's got a
but
good playbook. But I mean, as far as just that goes, man, I don't know the way Sam looked in that offense last year, and Sam looks good at times with the Seattle with the Seahawks. But yeah, I don't know. You put Peyton Manning in there, and I think he breaks records again.
breaks records again on the Bears. I think too. I mean, Justin's just been dropping more balls than usual, and I mean Addison's taken over a couple games, but both of them are statistically behind where they were last year. And of
Yeah,
course, Addison had the suspension that hurts him.
right.
But that whole receiving core is taking a step back this year.
I think it's. I mean, did you see some of those passes that McCarthy threw to him though?
I
I
know
mean,
it's pretty rough too.
yeah. So
But if you just look at like strictly receiver stats with drop rate, they've taken steps back too.
yeah,
So it's, I mean, and they don't help JJ either, or they like to do the volleyball tip back to the corners too. I
yeah.
see that happen with
That
them.
seems to be happening all around the league a lot more this year.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But all right, we'll move on from that one. We're probably not going to agree on that, not
Yeah.
come to a specific agreement. But I don't know. Just I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Another one I was looking at too, and was the Broncos when they took down the Chiefs. I mean, it's funny. The Broncos just beat a really good team. Well, a team that's been perennially good. I know
Hmm.
they've had their troubles this year, but it still doesn't feel like I should, like I don't still feel comfortable with the Broncos. You know what I mean? I don't like in picking them week to week. I don't feel comfortable in it. And you're almost like, okay, what are they 8-2 now?
Hmm.
So it's like, should they lead that division? Should you feel uncomfortable picking them
Yeah,
because
it's
it was
like
still just an ugly game?
you have an 80% chance of being right if you pick them right now,
Yeah,
according to records.
yeah,
So I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm hitting a point where I do feel comfortable. I think it's starting to come along and look real good. And of course, beating the Chiefs. Anybody beats the Chiefs, and they look good. And I was confident in the Giants after beating the Chiefs. But I mean, I see him coming along. Bo Nix looked real good. Not fully comfortable yet, but I definitely see where you're going with it. Where you would be uncomfortable picking them.
yeah. It still seems ugly. It seems like I mean they're getting those ugly wins, and they're 9-2 now. They went eight. They're 9-2, but it just
Yeah.
I mean granted, their defense is incredible, and they lead the league in sacks by like 14. The next closest to them, it's like they have like 49 or something like that. The next closest is 35.
Yeah.
I know that the difference was 14. I don't know if those numbers are right, but it's crazy how far off they are on sacks compared to the rest of the league. Um, and I really like that defense, but their offense still is ugly. They still have a hard time getting it done.
Hmm.
And the Chiefs, I mean, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Are they playoff bound or no?
For the Chiefs,
Yeah. I mean, I think the
I
Broncos
think it's going to
definitely
come
are.
down to week 18, and there's going to be some bullshit pass interference where they get a first down, and then they're going to score a touchdown, and they're going to be the seventh seed. It's
Yeah.
just you can see the script writing in the NFL right now with how that's going to play out. It's going to come down. They're going to be like 9-7 or even 8-8,
Yeah.
coming down to the last game. They're going to be like, if they win this one, they're in the playoffs, and there's going to be some bullshit pass interference that pisses off the whole NFL,
So,
and then they're going to get in.
yeah. Yeah, that'll drive everybody crazy.
Yeah.
But they're 5-5. They are in a decent division. They've been I mean, aside from the Raiders, uh the other two teams are been playing well. Chargers got spanked last week, but I mean, they're third in that division. Is there I mean, it's crazy that we're not counting them out like we do teams like the Vikings already because um just I think it like we've talked about this coaching staff, they got a good quarterback, and Spagnuolo is always keeping this team in it with the defense, and so I don't know. I personally think yeah they're probably still going to make it, and with the Chargers if they keep in playing like they did last week, I think they'll probably take second in this division and end up winning. But it's a lot closer than what I thought the Chiefs would be this year. I think we thought they'd play down a little, but not this bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were gonna have a lot more ref help.
Yeah,
Like it does seem like now that they're getting older, Kelsey's getting old, and I don't know. I think the NFL's finally starting to realize that we're sick of the Chiefs and they're scripting them out of it a little bit more. But you know how it works, and same way it worked with Tom Brady. We're gonna have about 5 years where they're not as good. The Mahomes could go win 2 more or 3 more. So
yeah.
it's just in the scripts, man.
So our Dolphins sweep held. Dolphins won.
Yeah.
So I mean they swept the now I'm just drawing a blank.
They beat the Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders, which are reeling. I don't think they're playoff bound. I think we can pretty much count them out. Do you think it's good or bad the Dolphins won? Because I know we talked about Kel being mad at it.
Yeah, I mean
So
it's shaping up like it does every year, and like I mentioned it last week or 2 weeks ago. They suck, to get them out of the playoffs, and then they win and get out of a good pick too.
right, and it's funny after you said that. I looked right now. If the season ended, they'd be the 11th pick.
Yeah,
So they wouldn't
it's
have a
literally
chance at those quarterbacks.
they
Any
lose enough.
quarterback or a top 10
Yeah,
pick.
they lose enough to suck and get out of the playoffs, and then they win and get a bad pick.
Yeah. So yeah, they're sitting at 4-7. I'm kind of surprised they're not trying new things, trying new players out, stuff like that.
At this point, bring Skylar Thompson back, say it's a trial, and just sell the games, man. Just finish with 4 games.
do
That's your best
something.
bet.
Yeah, I like teams that just play it to the bone and just try to win and do what they do. But I also like when they do realize that, hey, this ain't our season. Let's get some players, some experience. But
Yeah, because I really hate it's teams like that are just they stay mediocre because they always have mediocre pick, and I mean they're terrible this year, but they still are going to manage to get 6 wins and get a 15th pick or something. And I hate watching that every year. So I wish at this point I almost wish selling wasn't banned in the NFL.
right.
So I'm
Yeah.
sick of seeing terrible teams be terrible and good teams be good, because those terrible teams decide to win a couple games at the end, and then they draft like shit anyways, and they are guaranteed a hit because they have a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
So they go draft some shitter that falls out at pick 15, and
Well, the one team that definitely it won't matter if they sell out or just dive at the end or whatever you want to call it is the Falcons because they don't even own their first round pick, which is crazy. The Rams, remember they traded to get back into the round and get James Pierce, which has worked out. I like Pierce. I think that
Yeah.
he was worth spending another first round pick on. So I think he's coming along, but their season is going bad. I think they've got 3 wins. They just lost to the Panthers. So the Rams could possibly, I think, there probably should be in like at least top 3, top 4 for Super Bowl picks right now. So they could possibly do that, go in and win the Super Bowl and still have a top 5, top 3 pick.
Yep.
Depending on how bad the Falcons end up doing. So I mean, that's some like New England Patriots shit right there. That was back when the Patriots had the franchise going, they were just setting that up, man. And I haven't seen it since then where it was like they were able to trade players off for high value draft picks and they were winning Super Bowls, making Super Bowls and still getting into the top 10 with picks, top 5 with picks because they had everybody else's picks. So I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be able to grab quarterbacks at an early thing and get them developed under Matt Stafford. They're going to be able to do things that could set up this franchise to keep going, for the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, I guess I haven't looked in a couple days now, but it does look like Kirko might get the start this week,
And that's what I saw.
and I think that's just gonna screw over the Rams because I do think is our camera all jacked up.
No, we're
No?
good,
Okay.
but
I do think Kirko's gonna come in and look pretty good and gonna have one of his miracle 350-yard, 3-touchdown games, and he's gonna screw over the Rams and get them a win probably.
yeah, that'd be pretty wild. But yeah, the Panthers though, able to get it done after a bad week. I think they ended up getting beat by the Saints.
Yeah.
And come in and get it done again against the Falcons. So they actually swept the Falcons, which some people had them as winning the division this year.
Mm-hmm.
To sweep them, it took overtime, but they did it. I mean, we'll just do kind of a rundown. We talked the Ravens, Browns a bit, Lions, Eagles. Talked about that one. Oh, Cowboys Monday night game. How about them Cowboys, huh?
Yeah, the Cowboys are. Oh man, it's my mic. It's not working anymore. So quiet now.
Yeah.
Dude ripped it out over there. I think technical difficulties. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah. So we're having some issues. The dogs got a hold of stuff. So
Hello, 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 hello,
yeah, I think it was more the headphones that they got.
hello, hello. Yeah, but it's all of a sudden not picking it up real well.
So I don't know. Mine, I can't even hear me. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You might want to pause it real quick.
Okay, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll take try editing it. We'll see. Last time I tried to edit on this software, it didn't work. But anyway, we are back. So I don't remember where we were talking about. I think we were talking about the Cowboys game.
yeah,
Yeah, Cowboys. I mean, I guess I had a feeling they were just kind of spanked the Raiders a little bit, but that offense looked good. Pickens looked really good. Defense played better than what they have. I mean, I know it's just against the Raiders, but I think they held the running game to what? Like, I don't even know if Genty had positive yards in that game. It was
yeah. It's 6 attempts for 7 yards.
yeah, that was
But
pretty
I don't
ugly.
I don't understand. I guess I didn't watch these games. I worked all Sunday, but he had 6 attempts for 7 yards, but a long of 11. So they got him behind the line a
Oh
lot.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean their offensive line is horrible in Las Vegas right now. But that was the best this Dallas team has played on defense all season. And like I said, it's either just the Raiders are a big problem or
Well, and
I
I
think
mean
those new guys come in. I think Quinshawn ended up with is that his name? Keenan, the new defensive tackle.
Quinnen.
Quinnen. Quinnen Williams come in. I think he had 2 sacks.
That's what I was gonna say. That trade was huge. Imagine if they would have made that trade and not given up Micah Parsons.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
just like, hey, here's 2 first rounders. Give me Quinnen Williams.
Yeah. Logan Wilson didn't have much of an impact on there, at least not his stats wise. But I think he had 2 tackles. But
I mean,
yeah.
clearly he was better than whatever they had because they didn't hit it over the middle like every team has been doing forever against the damn
Yeah, maybe
Cowboys.
it was
So
just in coverage and that helped get some sacks. But yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to do anything this season necessarily, but if their defense plays better, they'll make some problems for other teams. So
I
just
mean, Quinnen Williams was as disruptive as Micah Parsons was. It's like the only difference is it's now coming from the middle, which is more lethal than coming from the edge.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was. I
And
mean,
it
against a
got other guys
horrible line,
open
but
too because I think they had 4 sacks altogether. I
yeah,
want to say something like that. So I mean, obviously it worked out for them. I think I want to say there's only one team that has less sacks than the Niners do, and I can't remember if it was the Cowboys going to this one or can't remember who it was. I know the Cowboys were kind of down on that list as well, but there's only one team that has less sacks than our Niners do. Right now, the Niners are on pace to
and I
have,
think all those teams down in the bottom five are probably losing record teams.
yeah, and yeah, somehow they're still able to win this. But if I remember right, they were in sacks. It's crazy that the Niners are even. I'll look it up real quick, but it is pretty crazy that they even. I mean, they blew the Cardinals out and they actually had 2 sacks in this game.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, you look at that, and now I think they're up to 3. No, they had 2 interceptions, and that's what I was thinking. I don't even know if they had. Uh,
you want to say though, although the score doesn't look it, Jacoby Brisket played as well as I said he would. I know the name's not actually Brisket, by the way. It's just way better
right?
to say Brisket than Brisset or Brissett.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, sacks. So I was almost right. It was 49 sacks for the Denver Broncos, and the next closest team, believe it or not, is the Falcons, which is at 34. So which is crazy because on our show last week I said that I didn't feel like the Panthers were going to be able to pass the ball
Mm-hmm.
and that they get it done on their running game. And
You were way wrong.
Bryce Young goes in there and throws like 425 yards and sets his career record.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they did it. The Falcons have been great against the pass. They've been able to get a lot of sacks, a lot of pressure.
So the Niners sacks,
They
I'm
are the
seeing
lowest.
0. I'm seeing 0
Yeah,
that game.
they are the lowest now. They are, and it's at 12 sacks on the season, and the Bengals even have more than them at 14. So I think they're on pace to set like a record ever since they started lowest amount of sacks in, for a team since they started taking that as a stat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not good. So they're not doing so well. But I tried to segue there into the Niners game because we didn't even talk about our Niners at all. They spanked the Cards. They did get a couple turnovers.
Dude's got to get in on it.
Right. But I still think the D looked shaky. I mean, they covered really well, but man, they still could not get him to the ground.
Yeah, it was a hell of a time for safety or for the secondary to step up after we were talking so much about how our safeties can't cover. And I mean, it was the two players we talked about that can cover it back there.
Yeah.
With Mustafa and Diamandor, best corner in the league.
Yep, Lenore.
I'm still going to call him Diamandre, even though it's actually supposed to be Diamandor or whatever the hell. That just sounds weird to me. So
yeah,
it's Diamandre. And I mean, he's the best corner in the league, and he proved it again. Got an interception. Mustafa got an interception, even though he's supposed to be this just hard-hitting maniac. So
yeah, a couple of picks for them. So yeah, and then the Bills, they had a great game against the Bucks. They really pulled it out. Their defense is still not looking good, but they were able to pull it out, and that'll bring me into my offensive player of the week, which is Josh Allen. That guy won this game for the Bills. I don't think they were able to get James Cook going that great, if I remember right. It seemed like they were stopping him, and Josh Allen made it happen. Offensively, this guy is a beast. This was his best game of the season, probably the best game I've seen from him in a long time. I know that he threw 2 interceptions. That is not good. That's bad. And they were bad interceptions. That's what I mean by that. Passing 19 for 30, but the guy made it happen. 19 completions for 317 yards. That's
a
awesome.
hell of an average.
And 3 passing touchdowns. And if you just stop there, it's still pretty impressive to me. But then he also ran for 6 rushes, 40 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. And I think we saw the stat that said he's the only player in the NFL history to have 3 passing and 3 rushing, have more than one game with 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. This is the second time he's done it.
Yeah.
And who was the other guy? It was somebody.
Otto Graham.
Yes.
And I think it was 1954. Otto Graham did it. And I mean, by every stat that the NFL counts, he is literally the GOAT because as 8 championships, they were all just pre-merger.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that the NFL counts pre-merger stats, he, in all technicalities that people go off of Tom Brady, could be considered the GOAT.
Yeah. So altogether, James Cook had 16 rushes for 48 yards, wasn't able to get going. So, I mean, without Josh Allen, they only had 57 rushing yards. So he did this game. I mean, he did this all, not on his own. I'm not going to say that, but he took it on his shoulders and willed his team to a
did
win.
it on his own. He had 3 rushing touchdowns.
And it felt like a must-win game for them.
I mean, I watched the highlights, and he looked like Barry Sanders. It was crazy. He'd go. I mean, the biggest one was his 25-yard rush on the outside. And he just hit the edge, got the edge, and ran down the sideline and was flying, man. There's no reason a 6'5", 250-pound white guy should be running that fast.
Shouldn't be able to move that fast, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
So, yeah, I mean, he did it. He got it done. Like I said, it felt like a must-win game for them because the Patriots would have pulled up, would have pulled away from them quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we have 6 games left on the season, and for them to be able to get within, they would have had to have covered 3 games.
Yeah.
I think they're down 2 games, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, or maybe 1 game. It's like 1.5 because the Patriots, I don't think, have had a bye yet. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So that's my offensive player of the week, Josh Allen. They needed it, and they needed him, and he got it done. So.
Yeah. Okay. So for pretty much all the same reasons, I'm taking Bryce Young, who you talked about. He was 31 for 45, so he missed 14 passes, which is not as much as you'd like, but for throwing 45 passes, missing only 14 is still a big deal. Then he had 448 yards through the air, and 3 touchdowns on 0 turnovers, and that was the deciding factor between me taking Bryce Young over Josh Allen. And it was a game where if he did have a turnover, throwing the ball 45 times, one of them ended up as a turnover, they probably would have lost. They only won by 3. So, just like you just said, in a game they really needed because they just came off a bad loss and they're mid-table right now, record-wise. It was a game they really needed. It was another division game, and he went out and he put on a show, man. And did what he
Yep.
he needed to do.
I like that one because, yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't think they were going to get it done. I mean, people are discounting that Falcons defense just because they haven't been winning, but they've actually played well. Like I said, they're second in sacks.
Yeah, I mean, I think their 2 worst performances this year are against Bryce Young and the Panthers.
Right.
Which, if you're the Panthers, the Falcons is a pretty damn good team to have your best games against.
Right.
Division opponent, your best division opponent, probably.
It was funny though. I did get the score right for the Panthers too because I said they would score 30 again. They did, but I think I only said 17 for the Falcons. But anyway, it ended up being 30-27. So, all right, defensive player of the week for me, I'm going Myles Garrett. I know they lost, but man, they kept that Ravens offense in check. I mean, by all rights, if you're playing that good a defense and you're playing this awesome, they should be winning games, but their offense is the worst. One of the worst offenses I've ever seen. He had 5 tackles and 4 sacks against Lamar Jackson. That's not easy to do. Myles Garrett is for real. I think he's sitting on 15 sacks already.
That's what I was going to say. I think you picked 2 easy ones because you got the reigning MVP and you could be MVP. So.
Yeah, but Myles Garrett could have had this couple times, and probably not just from us. He should be getting more recognition from
every single week since opening week. He has put on a player of the week performance. Like you said, he has 15 sacks. I can't remember a game where he hasn't done anything. Even if he's not getting sacks, he's really good in the running game. And he gets double, sometimes triple teamed by guard attack on the tight end.
So he should be getting a lot of recognition, and that also kind of plays into my, I guess I didn't write it down, but that also plays into my other segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay. My pick was Jack Campbell. The game, of course they lost, but he had 15 total tackles. I mean, with that kind of stat line, if it wasn't for him, they probably would have lost by 20.
And who's this?
Jack Campbell, linebacker for the Lions, middle linebacker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He had 15 total tackles, and that's just a hell of a number. And really,
that's crazy. We both took losing teams.
Yep. That's why I was like, oh, this is kind of a stretch because he was on a losing team, but
it don't matter.
The defense,
they played good.
The defense looked real good, and having a middle linebacker when you're getting 15 tackles a game, you're comparable. You're the only guy in the league comparable to Fred Warner.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dan Campbell kept putting them in terrible situations, and they were getting it done. I mean, they really were. They were getting it done. They had every chance to win that game.
All around, they looked really good in coverage too, but just have a middle linebacker come in and hold it down. And I mean, that's why Saquon didn't have a good stat line, just because he's meeting Jack Campbell every time he touches the ball. He's got Jack Campbell in his face. So
yeah, that's a good stat line. 15 tackles. Okay, I like it. Okay, so I've already kind of basically said my underreaction, and it is just I know that Myles Garrett gets paid a lot of money. I know that is a thing. I know that people know Myles Garrett, but I think that when a team is losing like this, sometimes it gets forgotten how good they are. So I think just putting a little more respect on his name. I do think that he is Defensive Player of the Year right now, in my opinion.
Well, he could be looking at
and possibly
MVP,
right? And he could possibly break the sack record.
Yeah.
And now I know that the Browns give them plenty of opportunity out there to get because they don't stay on offense long. But yeah, I do think that he could possibly break the sack record, and if he does that, he should get MVP.
Yeah, he probably won't because Josh Allen just scored six touchdowns. So
yeah,
he probably won't. And Drake May is still doing his thing, so it will be a quarterback probably. But yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of guys who could get it. Jonathan Taylor should get it, but I mean, really, yeah, if he breaks the sack record and doesn't win MVP, I might quit watching the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of bullshit. They need to give it to somebody else. I totally agree. Okay. Do you have yours?
I didn't do an underrated this week. No.
Oh, underreaction? Okay.
Underreaction.
That's fine. Like I said, I even forgot to write mine down. So I would probably say my overreaction, which I was kind of looking at, and I don't know why I didn't end up writing anything down, is probably the Chargers and their big loss. I do think they're going to bounce back, and that goes against what you were saying because you just think Justin Herbert is bad. But I do feel like for some reason Jim Harbaugh still gets things done. He's still able to will teams.
Yeah, and he
Um,
gets things done in the ground game. Every time they win, Kamani or Omarion has a 100-yard game. It's the only time they can win when they got a
wow.
running back going for 100.
Well, I mean, it's yeah, okay, fine. However they get it done, I still think the Chargers are not out of it. Now, remember, my thing wasn't Justin Herbert; it
Yeah,
was the Chargers. I
yeah.
still am not completely sure they're out of it, even though they took a really bad loss. It looked really bad. I still think they're going to be able to bounce back. And my projection would probably say three teams are coming out of the AFC West, even with a couple of teams kind of taking a bad week. I mean, the Chiefs they don't even have the record the Chargers have. So,
Yeah, I guess
um,
I do have an underreaction, even though I mentioned it last week. And the Jacoby Myers trade, and we talked about it before, and I do have it in my notes. That's probably my underreaction because it's a guy who has put up a lot of numbers and hasn't really been in the talks for best wide receivers, but he was a 1,000-yard receiver last year. And just being there, he was their leading receiver. And NFL coaches and NFL corners know that you have to be attached to his hip or he's going to make plays. And that's part of what opened up the run game for the Jags. So,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see because I like that guy. I even drafted him on my fantasy team, probably a little bit too early, but I like him. But they weren't able to unlock anything for him with the Raiders offense. Like
yeah.
they're just terrible. So it'll be interesting to see if they get a lot going for him there in Jacksonville. So I like that one too. All right, so going to our picks this week, we had a tie between Luke and Jared. They both had two losses, and that's it. That was a pretty good week. But I think we're going to roll with Luke on this one. And so we were doing a $50 giveaway this week because we only had 7 the week before, and we've had a few people that haven't claimed still yet. So if you're out there and you feel like, hey, maybe I won some money, I'm not sure, go ahead and listen to some old episodes and see if your name was called. Just go back and listen to them and find out, and then let us know. Hit us up. But this week it is Luke. For some reason, his name is drawing a blank to me. Last name
At
Atkinson. Sorry, Luke.
Atkinson.
I,
Sorry,
I, I
Luke.
do
Yeah.
know normally. Luke Atkinson, yeah. So just go ahead and get with us, man. That's awesome. 2 losses. That's tough. Tough to do. The season's been pretty unpredictable, but yeah, go ahead and get with us, and we'll get you your $50 sent over. So that's awesome. Make sure you guys play along. Get other people to play along. I think I looked earlier. We're only at like 5 people so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's already Thursday. You guys need to get them in. So yeah, just make sure you guys are staying with it and getting people involved. So
Yeah, and with that being said, it is back down to 25 though, since we did have a
yeah,
winner.
and
Let's
this
reset to 25 every time we have a winner, but we will. I mean, if you guys suck enough, we beat you every week. Then, well, if
right.
Jared beats you every week, he'll probably beat me. But if Jared beats you every week, we
Yeah.
could get to $100 pot. So make sure you're getting people involved still.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how far we're going to take that too, because maybe people are like strategizing. We won't do it until they get way up high. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, don't gamesmanship it. It's just supposed to be for fun and get some listens. All right, so Gage, man, you had a bad week coming up. 6-10, another bad week. I think maybe
I think
you
your math is wrong there.
how?
Well, you got 15 games for Jared.
Oh yeah, maybe I was 6-9.
Yeah.
6-9.
Well, we didn't we have 4 teams on bye week still.
No, I think we only had 2.
Hmm.
Pretty sure there was only 2 teams, right? I think it was the Colts.
And my fantasy team, my whole fantasy team was
Yeah,
on bye because Jonathan Taylor was gone. Yeah, I don't remember.
yeah. I
Either
think
way, I was
I
looking
think it
at
was
different.
only 2. So. And my other
Yeah.
papers over there. But anyway, yeah, I think you either way you only had 6 wins.
Hmm.
I think you only had 6 wins. Grab that paper off of there.
You ready
Anyway,
for it? I'm gonna set it down.
I had 11 wins. Pretty sure I went 11-4, 106, 59-1. Jared only had 2 losses, and if we're right on the 15 games, then he went 13-2, and it was 114, 51-1.
What page are we at on here?
The very final. I can go back and look too. See, we're like a well-oiled machine here on the Finley
yeah.
formation. We got it all figured out.
There's a reason our bio shows that we're not professionals.
Yeah, 15 games. So 15 games. I thought so.
I'm just wondering if I need to go through and redo retally since you don't even write down the right
I
amount of
just wrote
games.
down the wrong thing on yours. Everything else was good,
Seem to
man.
do that like every week, every other
Oh
week.
no,
So
no, no. I've only done that one other time.
I think I'm gonna have to
One
start
other
running a
time.
tally myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Anyway, all right. So yeah, dude, you're well behind Jared. You're 24 games behind. I mean, I'm uh 8 games behind Jared. So that means you're 16 games behind me. Yeah, you're pretty much gonna have to run the table. You're gonna have to get them all right from here on out, man.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go into this week.
All right. Uh, week 12. Pretty crazy. We're already on the very end of month 3 of the NFL
I
this
know.
season.
I know. I'm already sad. I'm already missing the NFL, and we're not even done yet.
Yep. Yeah. So this week, tonight actually, here in like an hour, 2 hours, we got the Bills versus Texans.
Yep.
This seems, no matter how bad either teams look, because back in the Deshaun days, it was the Texans running this rivalry. It's always close games. So I got the Bills taking this one in 23-20 win, and just to help you out, because I know you're digging for it, Jared put Bills 20-19.
Yeah. Okay. So you're taking the Bills. Jared took the Bills 2019. They got Buffalo by 5.5 on this one. I'm actually okay with that spread. I think the Bills are going to be able to do a little bit against this. I am a little concerned if they can't get their running game going against the Texans, though. I don't know if Jared or if Josh Allen's going to be able to do what he did last week against this
Those damn
Texans
DNs
defense.
are so
Yeah,
fast,
they're a
man.
lot faster and they'll game plan better, but I still think they're going to be able to get it done because I do think they're going to run it up the gut. They got a dual threat there
Hmm.
with Josh Allen. I think they're going to be able to get a little bit more done there. So I like it 24-16 Bills.
Cool. First Sunday game is gonna be Vikings versus Packers. So always a good one when it comes around. And of course, I have a Vikings fan as a cousin, and he has a Vikings fan as a brother. So we seem to know more about Vikings. I was talking with Hunter, and we kind of came to an agreement. I think the Vikings could take it 24-17 due to anytime you could get a pass rush, Jordan Love shits the bed, and I think the Vikings will get a pass rush.
Okay. All right. Jared has it going to, let me find he has Green Bay winning 23-17. They have the Green Bay Packers as a 6-point favorite. I think that's a little bit high. I can see why they put the Packers as a favorite. I also like the Packers, although this one was extremely tough for me to pick. Both teams have been playing down. Neither of them are playing at the level I feel like they should be.
Yeah.
But if I got to go with, but even if it's Jordan Love, I still think he's playing at a higher level than what JJ McCarthy is. So I'm going to go with the Packers on this one, 20-17. Although, again, this one can go either way. So,
Yeah, and it's a rivalry game, so it could go
yep,
anyway. No matter how good one team is and how bad the other is, it could always go
right.
be a completely unexpected game. Next game is Colts Chiefs, and I'm super excited for this one. Uh, I'm taking the Colts 31-14.
Oh, you got kind of a blowout.
Yeah, I think the Colts are going to manhandle the Chiefs.
Okay.
They
All right.
better, because I need a damn win in fantasy, man.
Right. Jared has, let's find it here. He has the Colts winning 24-20. So he has them winning as well. They have Kansas City as a 3.5 point favorite.
That's bonkers.
I thought that one kind of surprised me as well. I like the Colts here as well. I don't mind the 3.5 being kind of close and all that, but I actually figured they'd have Indy there as a 3.5 point favorite, which is what I have them as a 3 point favorite, I guess. So I've got the Colts winning 27-24.
Whoa,
I think it's going to come down to it. It's either going to be a field goal at the end or a touchdown.
fair enough. I mean, I got it as 17-point spread. But if I was a, betting company, gambling company, I would have taken it lower probably. But I think a good number for it would be Indy at 7.5.
Okay, so big spread. Okay, all right. Yep, I like the Colts 27-24.
I mean, Charberry is gonna get a couple picks, man. That corner. He's so good to you. Such a good corner. Played good for the Chiefs. Played good for the Niners, and now he's playing good for the
For there.
Colts.
Oh, yeah, Ward.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I think that's
And
gonna
they
be
got Sauce still.
yeah,
So
yeah. So it's gonna be a pretty bad game. You got a team who can't run the ball against two of the best corners in the league. It's not a very good matchup.
yeah, I still think they're gonna have a good game plan to hold Jonathan Taylor. Try to hold him in check. So
Yeah, yeah. You could try. You could
otherwise, I'd
stuff him in
say
the
it was
line.
a
He took him
blowout
out.
too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Next game is Jets versus Ravens, and yes, I was just talking about the Ravens like that about the Ravens, but it's the damn Jets, so I'm still taking the Ravens
Yeah,
31-21.
I was wondering if you were gonna do something crazy there. Um, let's see here.
But this is another game, like I talked about, the Ravens always find a way to lose to some of the worst teams in the league. So this could be one of the ones that they should win that they lose. It could
Yeah,
be.
yeah, no shit. Jared also likes the Ravens. He's got Baltimore winning 28-13. They have Baltimore as a 13.5 point favorite. I totally get it. They're playing a lot better than what the Jets are, even though it didn't look like it against the Browns, and the Jets did beat the Browns. So that's kind of a weird
And it was
deal.
pretty crazy because they
Yeah,
traded away their two best players and then looked better.
and then beat the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going with the Ravens. I like a big win here for the Ravens. I think it's going to be kind of a you know, big win, sloppy game for the Jets. I like Ravens 35-13.
Are you seeing just because it's a guy we talked about a lot that we don't get to talk about a lot now? You see Mike Green having a breakout game maybe this week
Yeah, he
against
might be
a
able to get
not
some
so
stuff
great
done.
Jets team?
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I was just looking at your mic. It seems to be cutting out a little bit again.
Yeah, it's being all weird again.
Okay, keep going though.
Okay,
Yeah,
next
maybe.
game.
Maybe Mike Green. Sorry on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Next game is Steelers Bears. Um, this one's kind of hard because you never know what Steelers defense you're going to get. Sometimes they look like best defense in the league, and sometimes they look like bottom five. So
Yep.
I think we're going to see a bottom five. I think it's going to be one of those weeks. So I think it's going to be kind of a shootout. I think it's going to be Bears 31-27.
Okay. Jared also likes the Bears. He likes the Bears 26-24. So he has them not beating the spread because the spread is Chicago by 2.5. I was kind of surprised they were the favorites in here, but they have been playing well, But the
Yeah.
Steelers played well, but I think Jared's going on to that. Like they play good one week, they play bad the next week,
Mhm.
which worked out for you guys last week because the Steelers did play good. So I'm going Bears. This was tough. I'm going Bears, but I like Bears 20-17. But man, I mean the Steelers could win this game as well. I mean, I know like it's NFL, anybody could win, but man, this game was a tough one. The Steelers, if they play like they did against the Bengals, they're going to beat the brakes off the Bears, I think,
Yeah.
because that defense played really good.
Yeah. Okay, next game is Patriots versus Bengals. Usually, I'm a fan of the Bengals because of Joe Flacco and what they got going on there, but I'm gonna have to take the Patriots, man. It's really hard to go against Drake May, especially against the defense that the Bengals have. So, yeah, taking the Patriots. I'm taking them in a 14 win, 27-13.
Okay. Jared is going to go with New England. He's doing a 14-point win as well. 34-20 is what Jared says New England's going to win by. They got New England as a 6-point favorite. I'm okay with that. I understand that. I actually see a bigger shootout here, though. I am going with the Patriots. I think with Travion Henderson finally breaking out the last couple games, getting some work in there. I think he's had over 100 yards in 2 straight games, 3 touchdowns in both games. Both of those games as well. But I do think the Bengals are going to be able to do a lot more on offense than they did last week against the Steelers. So yeah, 42-38
Ooh,
Patriots.
wow,
Big.
that's gonna be a shootout from hell, huh?
Yep,
It's gonna.
I'm guessing. Of course, it'll probably end up being like 20-17 or something.
I hope it goes like that because
But
that'll put Drake May back in the MVP race if it shoot out like that, like at the
yeah,
top. Not
right.
that he's out of it, but he's had some less stat filled games
Yeah, which
recently.
seems to matter. Yep.
Yep. Okay, next game is Giants versus Lions, and I wanted to pick a blowout here, but Dan Campbell's going to cost his team at least 12 points going forward on fourth down. So I only have them winning 27-20.
Lions.
Yeah.
Okay. Jared has Let me find it here. He has Detroit winning 30-17. They have Detroit as a 10-point favorite. I'm okay with that. I do think that the Giants defense has not looked great. Their back end of their defense is terrible. I do expect kind of a blowout, 49-24. And I gave the Giants 24 just because somehow, whether it's Winston or whoever they have in there is able to pull something out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And get some points on the board somehow, some way.
Winston looked kind of good, man. He's
Yeah.
pretty athletic still.
So yeah, still they're able to score points somehow. It seems like that each week, and especially if Jackson Dart's back, which I'm not sure he is, but yeah. So I think 49-24.
Okay, now you might have been kind of iffy about my pick so far, but here's a crazy one. Seahawks Titans. Give me the Titans, 21 to
You're
20.
going Titans again?
Dude, they're gonna get one of these. They're close every single time
Well,
I
I
believe in
mean,
them. They are
they
close
play 17 games. Yeah, I guess if you keep picking them, eventually it's going
every.
to hit. But
But it's like when I pick against them, they lose by 15 to 20. When I pick for them, it's only a 3-point game. They gotta win one of these.
so you're going Titans what?
21 to 20.
Oh my. Okay. I don't like it, but it's your pick. So um Jared does not agree with you. He thinks the Seahawks are going to win 31-10. And I'm kind of on that same with Jared. In fact, you see it. I didn't copy it. I have the exact same score as Jared. 31-10 Seahawks. Seattle is actually a 13-point favorite, which I totally understand. Yeah, their defense is good. Their offense has kind of waned a little bit, but Smith and Jigba is still just tearing it up on a
Yeah.
on a hell of a pace. So yeah, I like the Seahawks 31-10 as well.
Even if I wasn't picking the Titans to pick an underdog, I would not have that blowout.
Yeah,
The Titans, even though they're not getting it done in close ones, they love to drag teams down and have a close one.
I mean, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And they might be able to do it with that Seahawks team, but I'm still sticking with a big score for Seahawks. So
Fair enough. Next one is Jaguars Cardinals, and the Cardinals just got beat by the Niners B team. I know we got our starting quarterback back, and we're starting to get pieces back. We had pretty much our whole offense other than Ayuk, but they didn't look great. I mean, they put up 450 yards, but they didn't score a lot against a C team defense. So I think it's going to be kind of the same picture. I think the Jags are going to win it 28-10.
28-10 Jags. I like the pick. Jared has Jaguars winning 27-24. So he has them just barely matching the spread, which is Jacksonville by 3. I have them winning by a little bit more than that. I got Jacksonville winning 27-20. I do like the way the Cardinals have looked with Brissett.
Yeah.
I do. I think that he's better for this offense than what Murray was. I think we've talked about that. I I think Marvin Harrison is questionable. Not sure if he's going to be in. No, I just said he was out. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's
But
out again, and that sucks for that offense. But the Jaguars' defense, if they play even close to as good as they did against the Chargers, then
yeah,
then they'll hold them to 20.
as long as you don't let Jacoby Brissett settle down into the starting role, make him think he has it, he plays well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, he was playing really well until he settled down and thought he had that starting spot locked in New England last year too. He was putting
Yep.
up 350 yards a game. So
Yeah.
yeah, he plays real well as long as he doesn't think he's got the starting job in lock.
True.
Next game, sorry, I'm trying to figure. Okay, Browns versus Raiders. This one I'm taking the Raiders 17-0. I know it's Shadewar. He's probably going to throw like 6 for 25 with a couple interceptions probably. And that's the only reason I picked the 0. Not because the Raiders are that good or anything, but because it's Shadewar starting, and I have zero confidence in him doing anything worth a shit against any defense in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was a tough game to choose. I really felt like it. I think Jared probably did too. He picked Cleveland 14-13. So I think he was thinking the same thing, that it's going to be kind of a tougher game to choose. In the end, I did feel like that Quinshawn Judkins is going to be able to get some things going against this Raiders defense, and that's why I ended up going with them. And I don't feel like the Raiders are going to have much success on their offense. So I do feel like it's going to be the Browns 20-10. But it was a tough game. So
I think it's going to be a Mad Max heyday on Quinshawn.
yeah, they've been stacking the box against that dude so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because
yeah,
I mean, when you got Dylan Gabriel and Shadeur Sanders throwing the ball, you don't have to worry about the pass.
Right.
Especially when your dude's coming off a 4-16 game. I'd throw all 11 in the box. Just let him swing it to open guys. He's gonna miss them anyways.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty. That's what they've been doing. I
yeah,
mean, Judkins been seeing like 8, 9 man boxes, man, this whole
yeah,
time.
they're
So
just leaving guys wide open because they're gonna miss them. Like,
yeah, yeah. There's no. Yeah, it's ugly. It's a terrible offense.
yeah. Okay, next game is Eagles Cowboys. This is always fun when it rolls around, and I don't think it's gonna be that fun. I think it's gonna be 35-21 Eagles.
35-21 Eagles. Okay. See what Jared says here on this game. Which my phone closed. We got Eagles winning. He says 23-21. So he
Wow, he's
expects a
got it nice and
close
close.
game.
He does expect it to be a fun one.
They do have Philly by 3.5. So this is where my upset comes in. I'm going Cowboys 31-28. And just because it's division rivalry and
That's
Cowboys
fair.
at home.
I do
So,
see it. I just think
but
the Cowboys have been scooted by on their own line, and they can't do it against this D line. But
yeah, it's my underdog pick. It's
that's
definitely one that I'm reaching for, but man, I really feel like the Eagles have not played well on offense. And I know sometimes like Cowboys have been that team where like the get right game for them for bad offenses to go against Cowboys, but I think they're playing a bit better. So I'm
yeah,
going Cowboys 31-28, close game.
cool. I like it. So I don't know if anyone's caught on, but other than tonight's game, I haven't picked a close one really, other than I guess 7 points in the Lions. So this is my game of the week prediction here, and it's the Falcons Saints.
Okay.
And I'm taking the Falcons 21-17. But I mean, I feel like it's got all the lineup to be a good game.
Yeah.
Two terrible teams.
Right. Yeah, two terrible teams is going at it. Jared has Falcons winning 26-25. So he has it probably being like one hell of a game as well. They have New Orleans as the favorite by 2.5. I'm actually okay with that. I kind of thought like the Saints been playing better than the Falcons. So I'm going to take the Saints in this one as another upset, another underdog pick, 24-17. I guess it's kind of an underdog.
I thought you just said they're the favorite. How's that an underdog?
That's what I was about to
They're
say
the
that.
favorite.
So they're not considered the underdog, but they have the worst record.
And for the Fin information, they're the underdog. So
Yeah, I think, yeah. But I'm going to go Saints on this one,
fair.
24-17.
Yeah, it could definitely go either way.
But
for sure.
they only have 2 wins versus the Falcons 3 wins. So
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, it does seem like that they've been playing a bit better.
Yeah, and
So
I really think if this is something I want to talk about too, if Bijan doesn't go for 150 here, he needs to be out of all Offensive Player of the Year races.
yeah,
He has been sucking the last couple of weeks. He hasn't put up the stats he was at the beginning of the year. This is his time to shine against a terrible team, and if he doesn't, I'm not going to be talking about it much anymore, at least.
yeah. I hope he doesn't because Kel has him for fantasy, and that's who I'm playing. So
Yeah.
sorry, Kel. I hope he gets bottled up, man.
They do have Carl Granderson, so you never know.
Yeah.
He's balling out this year. Next one is Bucks Rams, and the Bucks just have a horrible schedule right now, man. Got the Bills, then you got the Rams, then I don't even know who they have next week, but it's probably another decent team.
Yep.
I'm taking the Bucks in it. Maybe it's just a hope because it's my third NFC West loss of the week in predictions, so
Yeah.
maybe it's just hope. But I think the Bucks are going to come back with a vengeance after getting the absolute shit knocked out of them by Josh Allen and Josh Allen alone. So I think they're going to pull it off 28-17.
Okay. I think we were all hoping that they were going to lose this one. Jared doesn't think they are either. He thinks Los Angeles is going to win 24. The Rams are going to win 24-17. So he's going Rams. I wanted to take the Bucks here. Their defense is just not playing up to par at all. I do expect a close game. I do think it's going to be a shootout. I do have the Rams winning in a close one, 34-31, when they were actually a 7-point favorite. So I don't think they're going to beat the spread though. If I was betting on this, I'd say the Bucks would
Keep it close enough.
I
Because
think so.
Mayfield's all pissed off because he just got outplayed by Josh Allen by a
big
large
time.
margin.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to be pissed off, man.
Well, and then I mean, with even if Bucky Irving's down, they still got that guy who ran
Sean Tucker.
really well for him against the
Who
Bucs.
I originally picked up in fantasy, then
We talked
Dad
about
kept
it.
pushing Kareem Hunt, so I ended up cutting him, and
I did
Had a
not
Kareem
think.
Hunt,
I
and
nobody
then he
even
went out and
heard of that
scored
guy.
37.
He's like the third string guy on that team, like fourth string guy, I
Yeah,
think even, man. But
yeah,
yeah,
but
dude, I was so wrong. I
horrible
was
rushing
so wrong.
defense.
I was so wrong because he had like 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that
He
was
had
bad.
37 points. I'm just looking at it, and it's like Buccaneers versus Bills, or worst running offense of the league against Broncos. I don't give a shit who it is. I'm taking
Yeah.
the Bucks guy. And I ended up cutting in and putting in Kareem, and it was the wrong move by far.
Yeah. Yeah. You shouldn't have listened to me on that one
Dude,
for sure.
I would have beat Kel by 20 if I would have kept Sean Tucker in.
Yeah. That was bad. Yep. Whoops.
Yeah, and then the Monday night game, which I hopefully won't be sleeping through, because I'll probably sleep through most of the Sunday games because they got me on Graves now. But uh, it's Panthers Niners, and I'm super stoked about this one. I think you got two young QBs. Of course, Brock being considered a vet because he's off his rookie contract, but
Hmm.
two young QBs who have been doing their thing recently. I know Brock has only had one game back from injury, but he did his thing. He led us to a win. Before the injury, he was doing his thing, and Bryce is coming off a 450-yard career high.
Yeah.
So it's two quarterbacks playing real well, two offenses playing well. I'm kind of worried because I think the Panthers defense right now actually is in a better spot than the Niners defense.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that.
So I'm kind of worried about it, but I didn't believe in my guy Brock Purdy last week, so I got to this week. I'm taking the Niners 31-27.
Okay. I like it. Um, Jared has the Niners winning as well. He's got it 30-24 Niners. They have the Niners as a 7-point favorite. I mean, okay, I guess they haven't had put any respect on the Panthers all year, but I'm actually okay with that a little bit. Honestly, I think I would have taken the Panthers or made it even closer if they had, I guess, more weapons. I liked Roya. I think he had a great game, but a lot of the time, if their running game isn't working, they're not winning. Last
Yeah.
week, I still feel like was like the big one,
Hmm.
but if they do break out, I do think the Niners are going to be able to outscore them. I think the Panthers, the points will be there,
And it is
but
just a bad matchup for the Panthers. I mean, like you said, Ted Roy, he played well, but now he's got to go against DeAndre Lenore.
yeah, then he's got Lenore. I mean, the Niners have not been able to get to a quarterback. I do expect that to happen this week, though. I think they're going to get 2 or 3 sacks against Young, but I think it'll be kind of a shootout. I like the Niners 37-27. I like what
Okay.
the Niners are brewing up on offense. They've been really good all season and
Yeah.
been going under the radar for some reason with how good their offense has been.
And this is a matchup I really want to talk about, not just because it's the Niners. We got Renardo Green or Upton Stout, whoever the Niners put on it, versus Xavier Leggett, because, of
Mhm.
course, you're going to have Ted Roya and DeMondre probably on an island by themselves. You got a physical receiver who's known for his physical ability, and both those corners, whichever one they decide to put on him, are just physical.
Mhm.
Do you think this is a chance for Xavier Leggett to make his name known? Because Ted Roy being on a really good corner.
Well, I think so. Because outside of that, I don't think that our coverage was great. I think it did good last year, but overall hasn't been great. I think Leggett probably will have a bigger game.
Yeah.
Um, Especially, I mean, unless they are able to do some zone coverage and take him out of that, out of the middle of the field, where
Hmm.
Legette's going to be good at.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have
But
to run plenty of man to try and get to Renard or try and stop Rico and Chuba. But
another name that I'm going to put out there too for this defense, we've talked about it a little bit. I don't know if we mentioned him on shows, Nick Martin. They did put him in. I think he had like 14 snaps last week for the Niners, linebacker for the linebackers. Yeah, I think he had like 14 snaps and had 7 tackles. That's a pretty good rating.
yeah, and Kyle
So
Shanahan, the reason he won't throw him in is because he's worried about his tackling.
yeah, I think
What the
that
hell are you
the
doing,
dude is
Kyle?
physical. I think he's going to get in there. I think he's going to plug that middle up a little bit. I think Rico Dowdle's still going to have a good game. You know, the dude's a burner, but I do think that Nick Martin, if they get him, start playing him in on some more, and let him do his thing. Let that rookie go in there and do what he does. He was really good in college. I don't know why they're not playing him. They've seen something I don't know that we haven't, but
Yeah,
yeah,
need to start watching
Nick Martin.
practices because
Yeah,
I'm starting to disagree with Kyle more and more. And
yeah, Nick Martin. I think he's gonna probably end up getting a lot more snaps over this last part of the season
hmm
and into the playoffs. So
well, and I mean, of course, I don't see the practices. Like I said, maybe I should, but like any linebacker that comes into this into Niners system should at least have the head space, especially when you hit this part of the later season, to be one of the best linebackers in the league. Because Fred is so talented, and you hear him talking on podcasts and stuff, and is able to talk about what makes him so good.
Hmm.
So you have Fred Warner in your ear 5 days a week practicing. You should become a good linebacker.
Right. I totally agree. I think it's good training. I mean, that dude's there. I think he's a good leader.
Yeah. So I'm
And
thinking
so,
even though he's injured, he's probably on the sidelines, getting in people's ears, telling them what they need to improve on and stuff. So
yeah. Yeah. I like that. So, yeah, that's our show for today. Remember to get your picks in. Um, put your total score. That is the game right there. Panthers, Niners, Monday night game. Total score of it. Let us know what you think. Give us some questions. Even if you just want us to talk about something different, go ahead and put it in there. Put it on Facebook. You can put it on anywhere you can find us. You can text us ourselves. Just if you know us, just go ahead and put it in there, and we'll talk about your question online. But that's our show for tonight. Thanks for listening.